What is up, YouTube and Royal Army? Welcome back to another video by me, Future Prince. And today, I wanted to talk about Pidgeot and Mega Pidgeot for this moveset video, just because I'm doing it in order, obviously, and because I really like Pidgeot, and I'll talk about, of course, Mega Pidgeot as well, as you can see there.
Did you ask if you could go down there?
And but yeah, Pidgeot is number 18 in the National Pokédex. Its type is normal and flying. Its abilities is Keen Eye, which prevents other Pokemon from lowering its accuracy, which comes in handy. Raises evasion if the Pokemon is confused. Not the greatest of ability, but not terrible, I guess. Protects a and then Big Pack protects the Pokemon from defense lowering attacks. So Beedrill's abilities kind of are more about stats, basically. There's all the info there. There's its base stats, pretty balanced, with its speed being the highest, of course, at 101. And then it's more of an attacker, but it's not a terrible special attacker, which I will get into later. But yeah, it's weakened by electric, ice, and rock. And then it resists grass, and it resists bug. And also it's immune to ghost types because it's a normal type, and it's immune to ground types because it's a flying type. And then here's all the info, all the different Pokédex entries. And it evolves from Pidgeotto at level 36, and then Pidgey evolves into Pidgeotto at level 18. Its name origin is because it's a pigeon, it's this type of bird. And here's the moves that it learns by level up. Not bad, a pretty decent move pool. Here's some egg moves. Here's some move tutor moves, pretty good. Not too bad. There's the HM moves it can learn. And here's the TM moves it can learn. And here's some transfer moves that it can learn from other games. But yeah, basically, that's all the info on Pidgeot. And I'll tell you guys that I would go with this. I would make Pidgeot an attacker more, in my opinion. But on the other hand, I'll get into it later, but I would make Mega Pidgeot a special attacker. But I'm going to tell you what I would teach to Pidgeot. Now for stab moves, it's a normal and flying type, so you would go like this. I would teach it this for a normal type move. I would go with... A lot of people like Quick Attack, and I don't blame them. It's a good move. Good in those situations where you might need to attack first. But keep in mind that if they're faster than you and they use a move that goes first, they'll go before you. But Pidgeot's pretty fast, so most of the time it probably will hit. If you don't want Quick Attack, you can go with, this is what I do. You can go with Return. Keep in mind that it's by friendship. So if like it's at level 100 and you've had it since you've began playing the game, and it really hasn't fainted, and you've, you know, giving it like you know, like those massages and stuff like that, it can help. You could go with Giga Impact too, but I would go with Return, because Return obviously would be more reliable because you wouldn't lose a turn. And then you could do for his flying attacks. You could go with Wing Attack. Wing Attack is good. Not the most amazing move, but a pretty decent move. If you can get an egg move for Brave Bird, that could be good too. A powerful move, 120 power and 100 accuracy. You could also go with Sky Attack. Very good power, 140, and it does 90 for accuracy. But keep in mind that Sky Attack is actually a 2-turn move, so just keep that in mind. And then there's Fly, which does 90 and has 95 accuracy. And also you could go with Aerial Ace, which does 60 and it never misses. Aerial Ace is something that I think a lot of people do, just because they're like more reliable moves. But if you don't care about reliability, you can go with Fly too. Sky Attack is okay, but I'd probably go with that last. Brave Bird is good because of the power, and I'll get into how a few things in a minute. Then there's Wing Attack you can do, which is okay, but again, I wouldn't do that much either. Then for a coverage move, you want to go with Steel Wing, because Steel Wing, even though it's not the most accurate move, it does 90 accuracy, but it has 70 power. But it also can lower your opponent. You have a 10% chance of raising your defense. And of course, you know, the stats can only be raised 6 times. But it's only a 10% chance. So it's not the greatest of chances, but it's still a pretty decent chance. And Pidgeot really doesn't have the best defenses, so it could come in handy, I guess. And then I was gonna say, if you go with Brave Bird, you could go with Roost. But keep in mind that even though Roost does heal you, that Roost makes it so you lose the flying type for that turn. So then they can use, let's say you use Roost first. Well, now they can use Earthquake on you because you lose the flying type. So it's one of those moves where you really have to kind of plan things a little bit, you know? You have to use the moves the right way. Some people like Feather Dance too, and Agility and things like that. I don't really do that often. I would personally go with Brave Bird, Roost, Return, and Steel Wing. If you want Fly instead of Brave Bird, you can do that too, and you can still use Roost. But yeah, I'm gonna get into Mega Pidgeot now. I wanted to talk to you guys about that one because I do like Mega Pidgeot. I didn't really know it too well at first when I first started playing, but it has the same types and things like that. But its ability, now this is where it gets very interesting, because this is where it really gets awesome. But also, it's a kind of a double-edged sword kind of thing, where no guard, it allows it so that all it makes it so that all attacks do the damage. Like, they will hit no matter what. They will hit without fail. But keep in mind that this works for your opponent too. It means, like, let's say Machamp that doesn't have no guard uses Dynamic Punch while you're using Fly. Remember now that you can get hit. But also it says that you can use the move, you can use it on Pokemon using Fly, Dive, Dig, and Shadow Force. Oh wow, and it has an outside of battle side effect too. It says if a Pokemon with no guard is leading the party Pokemon, wild Pokemon are twice as likely to appear. Wow. So that can work, and it's a double-edged sword again. If you're not really looking to encounter Pokemon, just put a Super Repel or something on, something like that. But I won't get into that too much. Um, but yeah, Mega Pidgeot, going back to that, no guard works out well. And this is where I'm going to get into things and show you how interesting it is. See how its special attack is higher? So then you could go, and then its speed is, I believe, a little bit higher as well. And then it's basically the same. Same weaknesses, same resistances, same, you know, immunities, things like that. But yeah, basically, you want to make Pidgeot a special attacker. So here's what you do. For that, you can go with Hurricane. Hurricane is good because now Hurricane has 110 power and it has 70 accuracy, but the accuracy actually doesn't matter because you have no guard. So you're going to hit your opponent regardless of how much accuracy. They can lower your accuracy no matter what, and it's not going to matter because no guard always hits. It always makes sure that your attacks hit. And then, for normal type moves, if you can get Uproar, that could be good. It has 90 power and 100 accuracy. That could be good. I'm not sure what else. You go a Hyper Beam. Hyper Beam is good. That can come in handy. It learns Round as well, which is good, but not amazing. I'd rather go with Hyper Beam or Uproar. I would probably say that I would go with Uproar just because Hyper Beam really doesn't. You don't want to lose a turn. Uproar, I'll explain Uproar. Uproar makes it so that you can't go to sleep. Or none of your opponents can go to sleep either. And also, I didn't know this, but Uproar even wakes up any Pokemon that were sleeping. So let's say a Snorlax used Rest the turn before. You use Uproar to wake him up. And it inflicts damage for 3 turns, so you're kind of locked into Uproar if you do use it. So the only problem I could see is, let's say they switch in something like Gengar or something like Golem. Well, now the damage isn't going to do as much. But I guess they kind of nerfed it a little bit in Gen 4, 1 through 4. I don't think it ever was in Gen 1. I think that move was actually started in Gen 3. The first Pokemon I ever saw do that move was Whismur, of course. And then you want to give it... You can go with Hidden Power if you want and get Steel, and that could work out. But if you can't do it, go with Heat Wave. Heat Wave can work out because at least you can take out those ice types. And again, Heat Wave is good because now, even though it's 90 accuracy, you're going to hit every time. And you have a chance to burn them. And it does 95 damage base power. It only has a 10% chance of burning them. But if they're Water Veil or they're behind a substitute, they're not going to get burned. But even still, the ability No Guard actually works out really well. And then, honestly, you could go with Tailwind if you want. I would personally go with Roost, just because still Mega Pidgeot isn't as bulky as it could be. But I think that'll do it for now, guys. And I wanted to ask you guys a question of the day. What is your favorite Mega Pokemon? Let me know in the comment section below. And also, I wanted to give you guys this code card just for watching. So there you go. Make sure whoever does get that code card, let me know what you get in the comment section below. And also, I wanted to thank you, YouTube, for watching, and Royal Army as well. And have a good one.